Greetings, speculators. I've got a little company that I've watched for a long time that I like to talk about. It's called Riverside Resources. The guy who runs this company is quite the energetic guy, John Mark Stouty. If you ever had the chance to meet him at a conference or talk to him over the phone, he'll drive his enthusiasm for exploration through to you one way or another. It's just a fun one to follow because of that. So I was looking at news releases, and they've got one out today. It doesn't seem to be on their website yet, and it's actually not today. It's April 13th. I just noticed it today, though. And so we're on the government, kind of, not the government, but the market website, tmxmoney.com. And they're saying they nominated a designated project, an Antofagasta, is to fund $500,000 for initial exploration program. What does this all mean? I mean, there's a lot of words in that opening line, let alone these paragraphs. Let me see if I can boil it down for you. If we go back to Riverside's website and we look at the deal that they have with Antofagasta, it's a typical style deal that these kinds of companies like to do. They like to get someone else to pay the bills and like to have their expertise in there. And so Riverside's calling this a strategic alliance, and they've got a couple strategic alliances, one with Hochschild, one with Antofagasta. So today's news is about Antofagasta's strategic alliance. So if we drill into Antofagasta's strategic alliance on Riverside's website, they've got key alliance terms down here at the bottom of the page. See if I can make it a little bit bigger. And it basically says, Antofagasta, you're going to pay. You're going to pay for us because we're a little company. We don't have a lot of money. We need money to help us explore. And we're quite entrepreneurial. We'll go find you great projects you can make a lot of money on someday. We just want to keep a piece of them for doing all the work. And so you risk a little bit of money and you could have a multi-billion-dollar project. It could grow your company. It could turn the dial on Antofagasta. And so they came up with a structure. We'll look for projects. Antofagasta will basically pay for them, and Riverside will keep 49%, with Antofagasta keeping 51%. To get there, Antofagasta would have to spend $5 million to earn their 51% within 4 years of the date that this designated project is chosen. So to this news release I'm talking about today, they're designating the Thor project as a designated project. So they're choosing one of the projects that Riverside has found and picked out and got a hold of to go through this gauntlet of terms. So term one, year one, Antofagasta has to pay $500,000 of exploration on or before the first anniversary of the effective date. For the first year they got to pay $500,000 worth of exploration. And I also believe that Riverside has I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm pretty sure they charge a 10% fee on everything that they do out of that $500,000. So Riverside gets a little cut of that goes into their pocket as for managing this thing. Year two, if Antofagasta keeps believing in this project and Riverside keeps showing it as a good project, Antofagasta's second term is to put up $700,000 in the second year, on or before the end of the second year. And then in the third year, on or before the end of the third year, another $1.5 million for a cumulative 2.7 we're talking about. We've got to get up to 5, right? So the remainder 2.3 would be in the fourth year or before, up to the $5 million that Antofagasta needs to spend to keep any ownership in this project. Basically, they keep 51% of the project. But if Antofagasta fizzles out somewhere along the way after 500 or 1 or 2 or 3, 4, $4.9 million of exploration on the project, and they say, oh, we give up, we don't want to keep working on it, or the people at Antofagasta change, or their budgets change, or the markets change, things change, right? Antofagasta stops working this project, Riverside keeps the project because Antofagasta didn't earn their 51% yet. They don't own any of it. And so Riverside's getting Antofagasta to put up a ever increasing series of money to work this project and learn more about what's going on in the project. And Riverside might end up with the project back after year 1, 2, 3, or 3.5. And then they can go joint venture it off to someone else with all the data they've got off of that. But ideally, Antofagasta gets really psyched and loves this project, spends the whole $5 million in year 1 drilling it, sampling it, everything else, and we go to 5149. If that happens, Antofagasta's got to pay $3 million within 90 days to Riverside. So they get a kind of like a bonus fee for making it all happen. So effectively, Antofagasta's in for $8 million if they take it that far, the 5 plus 3. And then it goes to 65-35 after that $3 million is paid. And then Riverside would have to pay their bills from there. Riverside would have to pay 35% of the bills, of exploration bills from there, which they don't have a whole lot of money, so they plan ahead and they say, you know, we could dilute down the project, and if we dilute down to 10% as they keep working on the project and giving up interest in it, then it just turns into a 2% net smelter royalty where Antofagasta pays for everything and Riverside gets a free ride into production, and Riverside keeps 2% of everything that comes out of the smelter, before taxes, before labor, before cost of capital, before everybody. They get 2%. And from my experience, some of the old timers in this sector have said, 1% net smelter royalty on a good mine is equivalent to about 10% of the profits of a good mining operation. Not a marginal cruddy one, but a good solid one that's got some margins in it. So if you take that old timers rule of thumb and apply it to Riverside's 2% net smelter royalty, that could be equivalent to 20% of the profits of the mine that Riverside could end up with for putting this all together, getting paid at every step along the way, and ending up with 20% of the profits of the mining operation later on someday. Could be a sweet payoff for a little company like Riverside Resources, basically a penny stock. So if you're interested in those kinds of deals, and entrepreneurs like putting them together, like John Mark Stouty, who put this one together, and his team, I suggest you sign up to Riverside's website. They've got a sign up at the top of their website and get news out of them. But also, please feel free to sign up to my YouTube channel, and I'll give you updates and my point of view on these kinds of news releases and what they mean to me, and as a speculator looking to buy stock and make money off of the advancement of their share price. Which one of these news releases is going to move their share price and turn the dial. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll keep you updated as well. Thanks for watching.